How's it going, all you beautiful people out there? My name is Aurelius, and welcome back to Occult Crime Police. Alright, let's jump back in to where we were. Alright, the evidence that we collected. We have the preliminary autopsy report. The victim has a stab wound in his back and bruises all over his body. Exact cause of death still unknown. Kitchen knife, which is the assumed murder weapon, was plunged in the victim's back, but no fingerprints discovered anywhere on the hilt. Muddy footprints. A single pair of mysterious muddy footprints found in the kitchen likely belong to the culprit, as our victim has a missing shoe, which is odd. Just a missing shoe. We figured out the identity, got a brochure on the smart home he was killed in, and of course we have our badge. These are all the people that we've met so far. Hot leads, our to-do list is to speak with the thought influencer. Okay. Let's go and move to the warehouse. Base 24, hangar. Alright. All these people here. I'm assuming that's the person we need to talk to, so we're going to talk to them last. See, we can see the muddy footprints heading into the house from. There's a little garden situated out front, and some muddy footprints leading out from it. That's it. That's the whole thing? Okay. Not examining it any further. I mean, pretty obvious there are muddy footprints leading out from the little garden area. Is that guy? There's something strangely familiar about these two behind the house. It's probably best not to think about it too much. What do you mean? I want to talk to them. What about you, dude? This guy's certainly got a different demeanor than the rest of the crowd. Seems more the business type. Must be one of Drang's men. Sounds like he's talking into an earpiece. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, never mind. No way, he's freestyle rapping. Maintaining the peace. We're like police. Only better. You know that Lady Justice, I won't forget her. Oh my goodness. Laying morality on thick just like a sweater. I'll even nab all of them aiders and abettors. Wow. What else you got? These sunglasses hide my face when I'm on the case. Protecting the whole human race. I'm the ace. Sure you are, bud. Sure you are. The stature of my profession I won't debase. The alleys of sin and crime are my workplace, until the criminals I finally erase, without a trace. I mean, I don't feel like this is actually going anywhere. It's not actually going to be useful, but it is funny. The Fresh Prince may have done an MIB rap first. Oh my goodness, he's dressed up as Men in Black. Okay. But you know that I'm dissing on his bass verse, on his bad verse. Hey now, hey now. It says MIB, Men in Black. Slow, as comparably weak as Fred Durst. Rude. Oh, rude. Every line comes out all unrehearsed. Go to the usher, can I get myself reimbursed? Job and attack ads like William Randolph Hearst. That last one was maybe a stretch. Alright, we're going to stop listening. Okay, I think that's enough. Yeah. What's this guy? This must be the rest of the tour group waylaid by the murder. I should wrap this investigation up as quickly as possible so they can all go home. Oh geez, look who's here to sort things out. Hey Warren, try not to lose any kids this time. Oh boy. Second thought, maybe I'll let them stew a little bit longer. Okay, so I can't click on any of them individually. I'm still gonna try though. 100% still gonna try, because you never know. I gotta get as much as possible. No, still. Alright, one more time. One more time, just to make sure. Just to make sure. Yeah, let them stew. See, that's all we're doing. We're just letting them stew in it a little bit longer. But making them relive the same moment over and over and over. Alright. There's somebody over there taking pictures of himself. Yeah, that probably seems like our guy. Hey, that's him. You mean the influencer? Yep. So, do you have any clues who this guy? Any clue who this guy is? Kind of. He's pretty huge online, but I don't really get why. One of those famous for being famous type people, as far as I can tell. Well, let's go introduce ourselves. What? I don't want to talk to that creep. Well, dude, don't come along. You're not invited. I got Carlos. Me either, but we need that photo he took of the crime scene. That's what Carlos is for. Why are we dragging Ash along? Why are we taking Ash? We have Carlos. I do not understand. I do not understand. Excuse me, sir. Are you the most fabulous East... Oh my goodness, ever. I hate you already. Oh yes, how kind of you to say. My name is Paul... something. I don't know how to say that last name. But you probably know me by my internet handle, Master Style. No, never heard. How did you make those sparkles appear? Trade secret. He looks more like a king clown. Right on. Mr. Shratude, my name is Miranda Warren. I'm the sheriff of Boomtown. Oh, you hear about the murder? Terrible thing that. Ruined one of my trademark glamour shots. Oh, poor you. Poor you. Bugger off. You'll forgive me if the disruption of a selfie isn't my #1 concern right now. If you have any questions for me, ask away. I'm always glad to help the little people. Wow. Okay. No, we're not showing you anything. I need a little more information about you. Could you explain to me what it is you actually do? Are you saying you've never heard of moi? Indeed. Indeed. Why, I've never been more offended in all my life. That's fine. Be offended, my guy. You'll have to excuse my friend, Master Style. She doesn't go on the internet all that much. Even so, dude is an arrogant prick. She doesn't even know what a hashtag is. You poor soul. I had no idea. Yeah. Very well, I will explain who I am for your sake. I'm a tastemaker. I make tastes. You sound like an idiot. When you want to know what's hot in fashion, luxury, technology, you come to me. Yeah, you're an idiot. I'm the utmost authority in all of these. Doubtful. A new trend simply does not get started without my express approval. Lies. Absolute lies. Many people consider me to be Oprah 2, the sequel to Oprah. Lies. 100%. And here I thought Drang was conceited. Yeah, all these people are horrible. Tell me about the tour. So you were part of the group touring the Smart House this evening. Yes, this unveiling is the first step in a major rollout for the Smart House brand. So naturally they needed an influencer such as myself to give it the stamp of approval. My upcoming Tell-All Expose vlog will either make or break the Smart House. Dude. So you're gonna make it or break it? You'll have to wait and see now, won't you? Yeah, you are just the worst. At one point you snuck away from the tour group, is that right? Yes, that tour was getting dreadfully boring. Well, that's what you're here for, so deal with it. My followers were chomping at the bit for new content. How could I deny them? So what did you do? I simply went and explored the house at my own pace. I wasn't causing any trouble or anything. Really? And this is when you photographed the body? Yes, indeed. I should ask more detail on that. Yeah, we should. Tell me about this photo. I suppose I'll start with the obvious question. How on earth could you not have noticed there was a dead body in your photograph? Listen here, lady cop, really? I adhere to a strict regimen of 12 glamour shots per hour. Oh, you are just the absolute worst kind of person. Yeah, the famous for being famous that needs to just, like, disappear into the ether. I don't have the time to be combing each and every one for corpses. The only thing I can review with any sort of thoroughness is the face region, which must, of course, be perfect. Well, I'm gonna break it to you, it's not. Frankly, I only looked twice at that picture after I'd received the takedown notice. That reminds me, I need to consult that photograph, but it's been taken offline. Is there any chance you have a copy you could give me? Don't worry, I get asked this all the time. It's $15 for a glossy, $30 if you want it signed. No, it's evidence you're handing it over free. Otherwise, what's it called? A subpoena? How about 0 for not getting charged with obstruction of justice? That could be considered coercion. But okay, very well. This has got to be the most absurd evidence I've ever seen. Yeah. The angle of everything. The angle of everything is very different. Still, it's a bit more understandable he didn't notice something that was on the other side of a window. This time I thought he'd been in the same room as the body. So did I. Hey, look at that. Is there someone else inside the kitchen? Wow, I actually did not even notice that. There's somebody else staring at the body. You're right, it's hard to make out any detail, but it's definitely the silhouette of another person. Whoever it is, it's probably our culprit. It's got a full head of hair. Or maybe it's the victim's spirit, caught on camera as it exited its corporeal host. Let's put a pin in that theory. Okay, Ash? Shatute's photo. A photo of the victim's corpse taken at 6 p.m. A second figure is visible standing next to the body. Add to the evidence folder. Thank you. Talk about that power outage that happened. That was kind of suspicious. Around the time you took that photo of the crime scene, there was a power outage, right? Oh, was there? I had almost forgotten. However did that happen? Is what I'm wondering. Yes, I was curious about that as well. I thought that since you were away from the tour group, you might have blown the fuse myself. Preposterous. How did you know it was a blown fuse? I was going to say might have seen who did it. Although now that you mention it. Too bad it wasn't me. I don't know anything about that power outage or that big explosion. What big explosion? Huh? Dude, yeah. You are dumb. Oh, that's right. Around that time the power went out, there was this big bang noise. I guess it did count. It kind of sounded like an explosion. Exactly, that explosion noise. I can see you sweating. I don't know anything about it. I will get the answers from you. You are hiding something. Clearly this guy's hiding something. Thank you. But I've got more pressing matters to deal with than this shaky cover-up. I mean, yes, we do, but this is clearly is in some way involved. Maybe not directly with the murder, but it's very suspicious that these events all happened or simultaneous to the murder. And taking the picture with the power outage, and he knows the manner in which it happened, and it's just all fishy. I'll just have to come back to him later. I need to grill this dude now. No, we'll go away. We'll let him think he's gotten away with it. Then he'll get sloppy. And then we'll get him. I don't need to show you anything. Goodbye. Thank you for speaking with us. It's been very helpful. Just the worst. Alright, so we did get... Okay, with this absolute douche. somebody in the window. He said the angle of it was very different because we're coming from the outside of the house, because we were standing over there when we entered, like, examining the body. We were looking at it this way, and Drang was standing in the corner here, next to the window on this side. Who's this person? Who is this person? Don't know. Hot leads. Where are we off to next? It doesn't tell us exactly. Probably go talk to Drang about what we got from the influencer. Meeting out front. Yes. Looks like a garage door. Yes, it does. But like any zany sci-fi garage door, this house just can't do anything the normal way. Apparently not. Apparently not. Alright, let's go back into the kitchen. So, how are things going, Chief? Not great, Carlos. I've got quite a few pieces of evidence, but none of it fits together yet. That's why we're not done with the investigation, Warren. The biggest problem is that I still don't have any prime suspects. Well, you can't exactly expect somebody to confess out of nowhere. I mean, true, but it would be nice. Please, help. Oh, what? Who is this guy? Indeed, who is this guy? I don't know. That man, on the ground. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. What? Sir, are you alright? What's your name? I think it was me. What? Right after Carlos was saying, it's like, you can't just expect, wow. Okay, there's more to this, though. There's more to this. Save case data up to this point. Oh, so we're at like a critical point in the story, where it's like anything not collected so far, we won't get. Well, I feel like we've kind of gone through and done as much as possible. We're just going to keep going with it. Like, Act 2, The Gossamer Penance. Interesting. September 13th, 8:32 p.m. Smart House, kitchen. Sir, what did you just say? I think I'm the one who killed that man on the ground. No, I know it. I remember stabbing him with that knife. Slow down, sir. What's your name? Louis Bottomy? Okay. You can call me Lou, I guess, if you want. How could I have done something like this? You look like... You're a police officer, right? You've got to arrest me. Why are you wearing, like, cap and gown? Like, were you a patient of something? There's something going on. What is... I reckon these are your footprints then? Yes, that's right. I tracked in some mud from the garden when I came in here. Let me see that shoe of yours. Yep, it's the same pattern. Well, that's one mystery solved. I assume a pair of muddy footprints found in the kitchen definitely belong to Lou Bottomy. Muddy footprints updated in the evidence folder. Wow, this is fantastic. Man, I knew I was good, but I didn't know I was good enough to make murderers confess on the spot. You've done nothing but stand around, my dude. Get out of here. Looks like this one is wrapped up neatly. Let's book this creep real quick, and then I can get out of here. You know what? Yeah, you get out of here, and I'll just finish things up. You really think he's our guy? Of course he is. He just confessed, didn't he? Take another look at the photograph that schmuck took. See that second figure in the window? That's gotta be him. But he's not wearing a cap. He's got hair exposed. I don't think it's him. And the build is wrong. You see? It ties up all the loose ends. It doesn't. Hold on a minute, Agent Drang. Don't you think this is all a bit odd? Killers don't usually confess this easily. Even remorseful ones like him. I think we need to interrogate him. Do you have to make this so difficult? You're way more incompetent than I am, so yes. Fine, go ahead. But as far as I'm concerned, this case is already closed. Mr. Botany, my name is Miranda Warren. I'm the sheriff. Warren, wait. Are you the Warren from the missing persons case? Is everybody obsessed with this case that happened like 8 years ago? Could I get like a good police officer too? Wow. No. Yeah, I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Now, can you please tell me your story from the start? Alright, fine, just give me a second. My thoughts seem a little hazy right now. Yeah, like you were like some kind of patient here or something. Like something's wrong with you, dude. You ready? Witness statement. Botomy's confession. I'm a test subject in a clinical trial here at the base. Today, I was here for another round in the trial. I had some free time, so I came over here to take a look at the house. I saw that man in the kitchen and was suddenly filled with rage. So I grabbed a nearby knife and I stabbed it into his back. After I left the house, I just sort of wandered around for a while. Seems pretty straightforward to me. Really, Carlos? I mean, it does, but we all know there's more to this. He doesn't have a clear motive, but he had the means and opportunity. True? I don't know. There's one thing here that doesn't sit right with me. What's that? If you're already confessing to a murder, what's the point in lying to a police officer? You mean you spotted a contradiction in one of his statements? Mm-hmm. Pretty big one at that. So what happens now, Randy? Now it's time to interrogate the witness. How does that work? I'll explain it to you. Witness testimonies are often faulty in some way. Maybe the witness is lying, or maybe they just, they're just mistaken. Made a mistake. It happens. In either case, the only way to uncover the truth is to present evidence which contradicts with their testimony. Every piece of evidence is a small part of the truth. How do you present evidence? First, we go to the statement which contradicts the facts. Next, we pull up our evidence and select the one which proves the contradiction. Sometimes it may feel like the witness is holding something back. In these cases, I can press them for further information. There's no harm in pressing a witness. In many cases, it's the only way to proceed. This is all a lot to keep track of. If you ever get too confused, we can consult with each other on what to do next. Alright, let's take this guy's testimony down a peg. That's not our goal. We just want the truth. Interrogation. Botomy's confession. I'm a test subject in a clinical trial here at the base. Today I was here for another round in the trial. Okay. I had some free time, so I came over here to take a look at the house. Oh, man. I saw that man in the kitchen and was suddenly filled with rage. So I grabbed a nearby knife, stabbed him in the back. Just sort of wandered around for a while. That's right, we ran into you earlier. It seemed like you were in a hurry. Did I? I honestly don't remember. I think I must have been in shock. Maybe it's good I didn't notice you. I might have tried to hurt you. Don't worry, you wouldn't have succeeded. So that's all you've been doing the past hour? Yep, just wandering around the base. Kinda surprised nobody stopped me. Eventually I ended up back here. The sight of that man must have snapped me out of my daze. How could I have done something so awful? You've got to lock me up. I mean, we will, if only for your own safety as well. But there's more to this. How, indeed? You claim not to have a motive for the crime, and most people don't go around stabbing random individuals for no reason. Do you have a history of mental illness, Mr. Bottomy? You think I'm some kind of psychopath? That doesn't... Well, sorry, but I'm not. I had to pass a medical examination to qualify for the clinical trial here. They wouldn't have let me participate if I had something wrong with my head. Or maybe that's what they were looking for. Would have interfered with the tests. I mean. With the what? Huh, what was he about to say there? So no, I don't have any brain problems that I know about. That you know about. You think I could have just, I don't know, snapped? I don't know. I'm not a doctor or anything. Oh, Carlos. Okay. So, could he have just snapped? I don't know. I'm not that kind of... Then, Carlos, get out of here. Don't... Yeah, get out of here. Anyway, that's all I remember about that day. About the day. Well... Man. Ah. Take a look at the house. So the man in the kitchen now was suddenly filled with rage. So I grabbed a nearby knife and I stabbed it into his back. He's got bruises all over him. That's a pretty interesting story, Mr. Bottomy. Unfortunately, it's completely false. As demonstrated by this evidence. It is? How so? I'm kind of hoping. I'm not sure I got this right. Isn't it obvious? No. Oh, it's not? Oops. Come now, assistant. You've got to try a little harder than that. Here's a little motivation to step up your game. Couldn't you try the carrot before you reach for the stick? Just to clarify, Mr. Bottomy, you were wearing the same clothes as you are right now. I guess I must have been. I don't remember going anywhere to change. And you're absolutely certain you stabbed the knife into the victim. How many times are you going to make me say it, lady? I stabbed him with my own two hands. But there were no prints. I mean, it was only one hand, but you get the idea. How interesting that you should mention hands, Mr. Bottomy, because I don't think yours were even ever on this blade. What are you talking about? Is this the knife you remember plunging into the victim? Yes. Before you arrived, we ran a few tests on it. One of these tests revealed that there were no fingerprints anywhere on the handle. Just getting the truth, Ash. Leave. Kemper, I remember telling him, I swear I'm telling the truth. I don't think you did. There has to be some sort of explanation. Gloves. But where are... Yes, that is an explanation, but where are they? Without the presence of them... Where? Where? I'm sorry. I must have been wearing gloves. That would explain the lack of fingerprints, wouldn't it? Yes, I'm starting to remember now. I took a pair of medical gloves after my tests were complete. Why? I had them on while I was stabbing him and got rid of them while I was wandering around. Sounds all very made up. Come on, Lou. Earlier, you said you were wearing the same clothes as you are right now. Sorry, I guess I just forgot about the gloves. Besides, those don't really count as clothing, do they? Just like that, my perfect rebuttal crumbles into dust. Well, there's only one thing to do in a situation like this. Mr. Bottoming, you've given us some new information regarding the crime. Can you please make another statement, including this new information? Every time you ask a question, it just makes my head hurt. I'm just trying to reach the truth. Yeah, that's it. Just want the truth. Everything you tell me is immensely helpful. All right. What do you want to know about? Tell me more about the exact moment of the crime, please. The exact moment of the crime. I was already wearing the gloves before I entered the kitchen. I saw the man and knew I needed to stab him, so I grabbed a knife from the counter. When I stabbed him, he slumped over onto the floor. I thought I saw movement in the window, so I ran away. While I was wandering around the base, I took off the gloves and threw them away. How did that sound to you? I didn't see any glaring errors in his statement. Still, I get the sense that he's not telling us everything he could. I agree. I think the best course of action is to press him for more information. Back to the interrogation. I was already wearing the gloves before I entered the kitchen. I saw the man and knew I needed to stab him, so I grabbed a knife from the counter. When I stabbed him, he slumped over on the floor. I thought I saw movement in the window, so I ran away. Presumably, that was Mr. Schwitude taking pictures outside the house. Oh, was it? I guess that makes sense. I thought it might have been one of the security guards coming to arrest me. I didn't want to be caught, so I ran away. And yet you came right back here just an hour later. I was feeling guilty about what I'd done, so I came back to turn myself in. At least I think so. Everything after I stabbed the guy is still a blur. Oh, I do remember one thing about that time. Yes? While I was wandering around the base, I took off the gloves and threw them away. Do you remember where exactly you left those gloves? They could be vital evidence. No, I don't. That's one of the things I'm still hazy on. Even a general idea? Something we could use to start a search. I think they were somewhere inside the base. Well, great. That sure narrows it down. If you want, I can repeat my testimony for you. Sure. Thanks. Okay. Second, first, next visual. Okay. Don't think. Why did you put them on in the first place then? Not quite sure. Maybe I just liked wearing them. I mean, come on. That's a pretty flimsy reason to do something like that. Is that all you've got, Warren? A flimsy reason? I'm working it here, okay? I'm afraid that contrary to what whiny film critics on the internet believe. A person making a choice you don't understand is not a logical contradiction. I didn't say it was a contradiction. You're going to have to do better if you want to discount this witness's statement. Drang, get out of here. Carry on. Alright, so I went into the kitchen and saw the man. I knew I needed to stab him. Why? And you still don't know what compelled you to attack him. Not at all. It might have been one of those intrusive thoughts people talk about. You know the ones. Like you're driving home and you hear a little voice in your head that says, drive your car off the freeway. No, I don't think I do know those. Apparently they're pretty normal things. Nobody actually listens to them. Only this time I guess I did. I don't know. Please carry on with your testimony, Mr. Bottoming. Oh, right. So anyways, when I stabbed him, he slumped over onto the floor. Did he try to fight back at all? No, he just went still when I plunged the knife in him. think he tried to scream, but he couldn't make a sound. So he just fell peacefully to the ground. Did you do anything to him besides stabbing him? What, like beat him up? No way. Okay, now I'm definitely thinking that you beat him up. Especially because he has bruises all over his arms. Not some kind of butcher. Actually, I guess I am, huh? Take it easy. Well, not the kind of butcher that kicks a guy while he's down, at least. I see. Hey, wait a minute. What are you looking so funny for? Did I say something important there? Yes. Very important. Yes, I think what you said was very important. Could you please add it to your statement? Oh, sure. Do you think it really matters that much? I stabbed him, he slumped over on the floor. I only ever stabbed him. I didn't beat him up or anything. I thought I saw movement in the window, so I ran away. While I was wandering around the base, I took off the gloves. Is this right? I thought it was interesting that you were so insistent you only stabbed the victim. But it's a good thing you were, because it exposes another key flaw in your story. This is a preliminary medical report written by my forensics expert, Carlos Zucado. I could read out what's written here, but let's get it straight from the horse's mouth, shall we? Hi, I'm the horse. Thanks, Carlos. Or am I the mouth? Focus. Carlos, could you please tell Mr. Bottomy about the state we found the victim's body in? Sure, he was dead on the floor with a knife in his back. Of course he was, and with several bruises covering his entire body. Yes. Exactly. At this point, it's unknown whether the cause of death was stabbing or blunt force trauma. I forgot about the bruises. Oh, this guy is messed up. Like his head, like he's freaking out. So you remember them now? Yes. They were all over his body, even before I stabbed him. Really? Dude is having some issues. Oh man. Don't worry, buddy. We will get to the bottom of this. We will get you some help. Get you some help. And maybe lock you up. We'll see. But there's definitely more going on here than meets the eye. And we will dig further into it next time. So, thank you so much for watching, all you beautiful people out there, and I will see you later.